Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PUBG European League. We are into match number 90.
It's been a long haul, hasn't it?
It's been a long time.
It's
Only
been
6 more to go, though.
Yeah, 6 more games. How weird is
So,
it?
raise your edge.
Ooh.
Over to you, boys.
Yeah.
You are being dragged, screaming and kicking into the relegations. GamerLegion are out, and they are actually up and leapfrogged both the Knights and Raise Your Edge. 7 are down there. We're going to be seeing them in 2 weeks' time in the promos. And to be fair, they've actually not had a bad week.
No, they've stepped it up when it mattered. They started to find a bit of form. Obviously, the winners from the last game, their FaZe. Good little victory for them. Came to a fun little...
They made it work, but
1v2.
I would say they were assisted in their actions. Chris obviously caught out by Fex as he was coming out of the Harry Potter. He was trying to make the cross, trying to get back across. They couldn't get an angle on Fex, so Fex caught him out. And of course, the nade from Reciprocity was basically the one that undid them.
Yeah, you feel as though it could have been different if Fex didn't knock...
Go on, chug that water, Rory.
Oh no, eating a banana on camera.
Uh-oh.
The danger.
Yeah, but immediately
like,
stopped.
no,
He's like, I'm not eating this on the mic.
Oh man, did you see at TwitchCon someone, one of the cameramen just decided to zoom in on a player while he was putting his like password and like username in on Twitch somewhere? It's like, why have you done that?
Wow.
Just over the shoulder, just staring at his phone, just like, oh no,
you've
done the bad thing there. You have.
What is that cameraman thinking?
Yeah, it's
not thinking. Is
yeah,
the case.
exactly. It's just banana camera. But no, we'll see how this one goes. Raise Your Edge. They've got to do some work now. It's not just fun and games for them. This has gone from bad to worse. They've slipped down into a scenario they should not have been in.
I just spoke to SKUIJKE and said, "What's happening, mate?" Nothing. Nothing is happening. Nothing at all is happening. And I think that's it. I said, well, I'll be seeing you in 2 weeks' time as well. Yeah, it's honestly, barring a massive day tomorrow, pretty much down there. And I do see massive day because it is only about a 30 or 40 point difference. And it is totally possible we could see something crazy happening, but got to be honest.
There's only so many times we can keep saying that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it should have been possible from last week, this week, and the teams who've shown the potential to do it, I think have already started. GamerLegion were one of them. They'd closed that gap pretty handedly.
We're 14 games into this weekend already, and you know, of the 21.
Yeah,
if you're going to show some signs of form, you should have done it by now.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm going to start just kind of being a little bit harsher about, is that if it doesn't start, if it hasn't already started, I don't see you pulling it out of the hat. I mean, because it's not like these teams are going to stop.
While we're talking about it, we should talk about, obviously, the chase at the top. FaZe Clan now 30 points ahead. Team Liquid. Are we looking at, once again, back-to-back champions? FaZe Clan, they'll be loving it. They seem to be getting the rub of the green, I think it's safe to say. Certainly with that circle going their way. It could easily have gone to PUBG and they would have gone out in about 11th, I think, something like that. But instead it pulled away. But here we go, the final round. I called PUBG. I got what I wanted. Let's see where we go next.
Yeah, that was a fun ending. I think that was, you know, long overdue. We've had some very predictable circles, but that was a really fun one. That's the brilliance of it, and obviously all the teams banked on it going to PUBG, and it just chipped away south, and it really threw everyone off there, apart from a couple of teams.
It's funny. It's only based off the history that we've been to PUBG a couple of times, and they did it because ordinarily you wouldn't go near that city until really you had to.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's pretty fun. So we have north to south, maybe a Zaki, maybe a Stalva, maybe some fun.
Will we see DA and Rec sort of banging heads as they go down? They tend to fight for vehicles
close,
a little bit.
They?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking to see how close they get on this one.
FaZe, I guess, Sosnovka again. I wonder who's going to join the Raise Your Edge. Have gone over to Yasnaya within 47. Are going to go Prim. Yeah, they are.
So, yeah, that'd be what's to be
so
expected.
TSM are going to join FaZe on the islands.
TSM heading down there. Interesting. Right, well, let's see how that plays out for them. Might be...
It's a wonky split as well.
Yeah, it's not fun. So they're a bit of a pinch here, and I do wonder if TSM are going to go for vehicles or if they're going to go straight for the melee base itself, because FaZe do tend to stick on the western side. They might change that according to who's around them, though, so that could be a fight to be had.
Ooh. Michael and Rory are going to go for the little compound on the bridge area, which Fuzz wanted to get to. This is getting very close. I mean, we can only guesstimate based off this, and that's a... All right. All right, all right. I like it. A northern circle.
Yeah. Happy with this one.
FaZe are not.
No, FaZe are pretty pissed, if I'm honest.
No, they can do their bog standard rotate and go all the way up the east coast because it's completely clear right now.
Yeah, you're right. No, for me, I like this because this kind of now plays into the hands of Raise Your Edge, for example, who are in dire need of a good game, and they get a circle to play with. You look at GamerLegion, not bad either. They're okay. Again, like this isn't like a horrible circle for any of the teams you have to fight for that position at the bottom or at the top. FaZe, obviously, you now opened up a little bit of a window of opportunity for Liquid to hop back in if they play better going north.
Maybe ENCE could get something going here, something rolling. TSM have collected the vehicles and they're off. Looks like it's going to be into the hangars for Iro or just get a Dacia.
Could just go Nova at this point.
If there's a Dacia over the, I guess it's the open top, right?
Speedy little
The
Dacia.
open top, US, stronger vehicle, slightly slower. So FaZe Clan going to loot down here in the Sosnovka. So let's see, what does this adjust? N47 obviously made the adjustments of going prim instead of splitting Yaz with Raise Your Edge. Raise Your Edge themselves have varied a number of different times. And with the current leaderboard as it is, obviously the Knights we're going to be looking towards as well, who've had a bit of a long rotate to get to their loot areas, because obviously they have a spread loot as it is, and the plane was western base, so they've had to really work their way over to the east.
Yeah, so keep your eyes on about 11th to 13th. That's the movers. That's the ones that can hop up and down. And if the Knights have a good game, you can see Raise Your Edge having to suddenly play an extra week of games, basically.
They're not having a good day. I'm actually good at check out how many points they've had for the day.
Because it hasn't been many at all.
No,
so because I know the Knights did okay on Sanok. They had a couple of kills there. They did decent enough placement. They're doing all right for themselves. Raise Your Edge need this game. This goes from just like, oh, that'd be nice to have it. It goes to actually needing it, because it feels like GamerLegion and the Knights are actually playing okay. Raise Your Edge have just stagnated towards the bottom. But we are seeing the Knights on the move. Speaking of them, they've headed up. Hello.
Always love it.
How do you know us? How do you know we are watching you?
Always love it.
Yeah, the Knights are working their way up towards Mansion, over by Heaven. They're okay. Pretty clear for now. They can kind of skirt around that sort of positioning. No Lean Town is still in. DESPERADO's getting a little bit of attention from SKUIJKE there, and he gets a little bit back from Calvin Klein. So ENCE might be reminded, okay, we need to actually pull ourselves into the right places here, because teams are already starting to look towards the cherry-picked spots.
Also want to keep my eye on the kill leaders, by the way. 130 was the record for Phase 2 between ItzzChrizZ and, of course, Kemba, RIP, who no longer is in the league. But SIMSY is on 128 currently with, 7 games left?
Did he just bang that out of a car? Oh, dear.
Was he on a bike or what?
He was in a car. I'd see him roll ahead.
Jeez, that's a hell of a shot.
Yeah, nice work, dear. Come on, run him over. Just for the satisfaction. He's not going to let you.
He's not letting you.
The rest of the DA aren't close enough to do anything with it, so that should be a quick execution once he finds him.
Is that, where'd he go? Where'd he go? So where
Into
the hell
ocean
did he
ended
go?
all. Oh, Mert's just going to drown at this
You got
point.
it, don't worry, dear. There we go, he's drowned.
That's fine. I would say, though, DA do have a nice position to play off of beyond this. That northern path that's above the bridge where Reciprocity are, where there's a couple of buildings. We have had a couple of endings around there, even though there is the water below it. It has kind of worked its way around it. I like that area, even though there's that big open field. You have the hills and the forest to the north and west of it. Nice driving, boys. And for now, everything kind of going as it should.
Aduzi and Co. passing by 7. A little bit close. But they should be all right. But speaking of Aduzi, he's on 127 kills. Just 1 behind SIMSY. Obviously looking for that top frag leader of the phase. That's an Om. Who's going to have it? Not Shiv, it seems. What?
I think that was Shiv. I think he'd already picked it up.
He'd already looted it.
Yeah, I think you're a little late on seeing that one. It had already been pulled up. So Na'Vi just out PUBG, working their way forward, scouting as they go. Again, they're one of the teams that can play edge games, so they're not in that mad land grab towards Roshawk and up. So they should be okay, just playing as they are.
GamerLegion coming in behind Reciprocity here. They've scouting it, which is nice to see. So they've probably spotted Rec because they were obviously getting that crate. So
are they on the hill to the east of Rostock? I think they are. There's
Yeah,
like
they're
that
on the- they're on that-
standalone couple
yeah.
of buildings up there that actually are quite nice to play from. Good high ground.
you know what? He didn't loot that crate. He's giving it to Scoom, I think, and Scoom's now pulled up, and he might get shot here.
I'm not too sure. We'll see. Reciprocity, a little split here on either side, but until GamerLegion are able to isolate two of them, it doesn't really matter. FaZe make it cleanly off the western bridge, and TSM will probably make it okay out
Look at
the
this
east.
tight formation driving.
Do the flying V.
2 by 2, yeah. Red arrows, red arrows. N47 going over the west bridge of Georgia Pole. So NIP had set up a little bit of a camp on the eastern side of George. TSM also coming over the east bridge, not to be camped by G2 this time yet. G2 are just ahead of them, so it still might happen if they get scouted. N47, this is that west
nice
bridge of George.
rotation. Really nice rotation for N47. They have the complete northwest to play with.
Yep.
All the way around. NIP way further east in Georgia Pole, so it's not really much of a bother. So that's a beautiful entry point for N47. They can get whatever they want. If they feel it could go towards, the plane or, maybe shooting range, that sort of hill that rolls around it, they could grab that for free.
Yeah, the crash site's it's still available at the moment. We're expecting a North Pole, which is one of the teams are mainly expecting. Most of them have banked on going north already. Could, of course, pull down south. And I'm talking, when I'm saying north-south, obviously, is the river. We're talking about, you guys have all watched, God, hundreds of games of PUBG by now. I dread to think how many I've cast. I'm gonna have to calculate it. Of this league, it's been a long old slog over the 2-3 phases.
It's been good. It has been damn good. Right, TSM trailing in G2. They are over on the eastern side. You can see it's over by kind of Heaven area and that sort of thing. Raise Your Edge on the outskirts of Yasnaya, one of the teams we definitely need to keep our eyes on. Quite split up too. CrowCrowd out on a bit of an island here, a bit worried about that. Could get pinched if the Knights come around. The Knights working their way on a bit of a hook around the lake just to the west of Yasnaya themselves. They're going into the old Nolene town, so they'll be over there.
FaZe's rotate is going a very similar route. They are a little bit late to it, obviously. 7, oh my God, they're all 4 in a car again. Please don't do that in promo, because that's not going to go well for you.
Okay, let's see how this circle develops. Ooh, okay.
What?
Okay. Yeah, that's... Oh, no. What's happened to the Knights?
What is that circle shift? Oh, my God.
That's caught a lot of people out. They were all thinking that was north. A lot of them were banking on north and Rostock being like the cutoff, right?
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's the standard, right?
Exactly. This is brilliant. So
CrowCrowd are loving it.
Watertown, give me that. Give me Ruins. Give me any of it. I don't
This
care.
is what you wanted, right?
This is my happy place.
North of Pachinki. I mean,
School's in play.
Pachinki's in there. School's in their apps.
Here we go. This is great. FaZe are laughing. They're like, all right, we're coming in late. Have to play a bit of an edge game. Now we're golden again. Na'Vi instantly shifting south. They are going...
Poor man's Pachinki, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to get that one. N47 have a lovely route to the northwest. Not so nice on the southeast. So they can have a bit of... Ooh, no, that's not gone well.
That wasn't a passable fence, it seems, for T-Bone there. FaZe are going to go straight towards Na'Vi. Na'Vi are actually pulling out of that compound, maybe, or they're going into it. They're going in for it.
Shift just banged out Aitzy with the Orm. Oh my word, here we go. This is a big old battle about to happen. Fuzzface is on foot. He's going to try and get spots towards Senya. Pokemon all the way pulls up. We've got the Knights engaging towards ENCE. That's not even in the circle yet.
That was from school, by the way, that Orm came out of. Jeez.
Liquid are looking at this compound too. This is about to get really, really dicey over here.
Yeah, they're in the little bumps outside of it. CrowCrowd are in the compound just further south, which Liquid are looking at now. Samt is about to scout it out, so they're all wanting these couple of compounds.
You got a lot of the big five over here.
Reciprocity is spread across the hillside as well to really flank around. Yeah, they catch Fuzz off guard. That nade comes in from Misa onto ubah. So everybody getting involved in a slice of the #1 team right now. FaZe Clan with just
G2 are coming in as well. G2 are on the hillside out towards the east. Braexco is not far from this. N47 taking over on the western side as well. This TomiL is just pulling off tricks. It's beautiful to watch. Majestic. And no one is in the north now. No one, apart from DA, are in the northern side. They're all moving south.
And they've all moved to this one area because they've seen this circle before. They know it's now going to pull down this way, away from the riverside eventually. Still many options available to them. N47 got the yellows outside of Ruins. G2 are collecting one another as they go around North Pachinki, but they're a little late here. 7 are already there.
my word. This is just madness with these teams all just scurrying around, looking for whatever's available. 7 is on a swivel here. They're looking for where G2 pulled up, and they've definitely seen some of these players. Yet they've gone to the standalone garage, so that's a call to be made and information to be had. TSM are definitely going to notice there's 2 more teams here now, and they know their positions. The southern side is noted until now. ENCE are joining, and the Knights are on the way.
Team Liquid got to be careful. GamerLegion are pulled into Rozhok, south side. If they go up the hill, they're going to have big vision. That's what Ibby has just warned them of. He's up on that hillside at the moment, giving the rest of Team Liquid a warning. So they're kind of backing away. They were looking to get involved in this fight, but they've decided to retreat.
Imagine if this goes north. Can you imagine?
DA can.
Yeah, they're banking on it. They're praying like, go on, just do us a favour here. Do us a bloody favour. versaloggz, that looks like a shot he's going to hit. Yeah, mxey now cowers in the corner. Not much more to be done from him. He knows he is pinned there.
So everybody kind of slowly venturing into the circle. NIP still banking on a northern swing here, but they can swing, but they can also move.
Oh, Watertown!
Ruins.
Oh, I'm so excited. Ruins or Watertown. This is so much fun. The hills to the south are so rough.
Is Brendan upstairs?
I hope so.
Is he listening? Is he watching?
Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, sweet Brendan. Yeah, let's look at the pylon. G2 ascending at N47 are already pretty close by, so they could stop him. The nade from Aduzi did find one of FaZe, so their rotation is already just stopped.
No,
here's the pull-up.
Oh,
Page is about to be fed. No, Kristen nice in the peak.
He's filled his pants there, Page. You should have done better. A little underhand, though, works out well. Catches one. Braexco took it. NELLOZ, look at that. They're all on absolutely nothing. And Page is on his bike and out of there. They could have eliminated G2 there and then, but instead they've chose to back away for safety.
This is nuts. One nade could take out the entirety of G2. Team Liquid are going to Watertown. Bear in mind, we call it Watertown or whatever you want to call it. From my understanding, actually it doesn't count as water. It's runnable. Yeah. So I know that circles can pull towards it. We saw ENCE having wins in there not too long ago. GamerLegion holding out against Raise Your Edge in the east. That's a big battle as well, remember that. But this southern side is far from resolved. PUBG has 3-4 teams in, all looking for a way forward on that one hillside.
The Knights have managed to make it into edge of PUBG. TSM on the edge of PUBG. 7 on the edge of PUBG. ENCE coming in behind PUBG.
Oh my god,
is this the last map? What are we repeating what we just saw? I don't know. They're going to come through thinking it's clean, and TSM are right here.
Michael, that should be a gift for him. miikaz is down to a one-shot. Someone else might nab that away. Gustav trying to lead the shots on Rustanmar. Michael does get miikaz in the end. That's an insta-flush out of the car. Really big pickup for TSM as well. ENCE are struggling here. Swinging out into the blue. There's no room available.
Yeah, Rustanmar spun it in the fields as well. They're all trying to get across. And honestly, there's nowhere else for them to go. TSM's position is well known now, though, because they took them shots. 7 have immediately turned around towards them and setting up a camp for them. But Rory's up to the foot of the church and making his way up.
DA, finally time to move. Raise Your Edge are just throwing bullets at them. GamerLegion, I think, got one knocked. I don't know if they got flush. I think miikaz is back on his feet. DA is swinging around that northern side, so they're going to try and come around. There is that isolated, I guess, garage compound still up. It's not a prime pick, though, because it should move away from that river eventually, but it might house them for a second. And Rustanmar, there's no way good for ENCE here.
Right next to DESPERADO's now, and DESPERADO is well aware, on full alert, ready to catch the rest of ENCE that are now working their way. SIMSY is taking shots across the field. Fuzz, the one remaining man for FaZe Clan. Are we going to see 1st to 16th, the standard, continue to deliver?
It does feel like that is the way it goes. It's so weird. It happens so often. CrowCrowd's got a really good position, actually. I love that spot they're playing from. They're on that plateau with the small compound north of PUBG, just to the west of Na'Vi. Again, I still think Liquid, if this circle doesn't just instantly drag away from the water, they're actually not a bad spot themselves. Samty and Co have spotted out DA. Fire comes in towards DA, trying to make the mad dash. Not bad at all for Watertown, but there it is. CrowCrowd, I just said it. That position is huge for them, but let's look at the hills that are just south of Watertown. That can house plenty of teams, but it's brutal.
DA, I was just talking to Velan outside for GamerLegion. It's just like, how many times do we see DA just send it and make it work without losing anyone and get that center spot? And they've done it again and again, and it seems they've got there. They aren't right next door to G2, but it's worked out for them. And this is going to be TSM on the breach. The nades did the job for them.
Yeah, Crab's under fire from so many angles here. He's dead in the water. ENCE do go down. I love to have caught that fight because that's over by Ruins. NIP have handled them well, though. That was a very swift delete towards them. So NIP can at least leave the Ruins slowly but surely. They have that ramp up to come out towards Watertown. They might get some fire. G2 getting a lot of attention from M47, but the southern side is still very, very deadly and very hard to get away from.
Oh, SIMSY gets away with it there. That was risque, to say the least. Edelweiss, the last man standing, 4-7, will fall down. TSM find him as they continue their run outside of Pochinki. Back over in Rozhok. How few times have we heard that being called? A fight in Rozhok between two four-man teams. Incredible.
And here come those hills. All of these angles, see those divots, the way they're so harsh, these hillsides, it can house players. That's where everyone's going to flood towards. You've got Yannis out on an island, he's out on his own. N47 of that, NIP are turning up now. You're going to have Liquid looking that way too. This is going to be a huge area, and G2, lots of nades coming down towards them. They've got to be careful.
And they could have been finished off a moment ago by N47. They've decided to turn back to it. GamerLegion laying down the smoke. They're trying to cover a bit of an escape here, but I think they may just go for the points because with Razor Edge here, I don't know if they realize it's Razor Edge where we've seen knocks between them yet already. We may well see one here. Lynxy gets caught out by Fex up close and personal. Now they know. Now they know this is a team in the battle for relegation with them. They see the shadows through the top there. Fex drops down. Really nicely done. He's going to be able to flush out. Coldamenta comes around looking for more.
He's got to just play this out. They've got to feel it. The comms is going to be messy as hell. mxey, though. He's denied two of them. miikaz on the run. Bjorn trying to cover it. mxey goes down. 60 still stands, but he finally gets wiped. GamerLegion survive with two. They barely make it out, and Raise Your Edge get pushed further into pressure scenarios. That table for them, that score for them walking out of this is a disaster.
Yeah, GamerLegion with 4 points back on the board, just 2 for Raise Your Edge, and they are out again. And that's going to give bonus for the Knights. The Knights were down to 2 players, remember, so they're going to be looking to try and get something else from this. Fuzzface took out Senya, I believe it was, somewhere in there. I think he's back on his feet, if I'm not mistaken. They are now sharing a house.
Not ideal. Let's have a little look at what we have going on. This western
not
side,
shared anymore.
Look at these hills. Just sweep through this.
Vector.
NIP, N47, G2, and Liquid are creeping over as well. They're really near to Gaxi, so keep that in mind. If they start peeking this ridgeline, they're going to get good vision on NIP. So
is that choice by Vazku, I wonder? They did loot down in Primorsk, going to have to rotate relatively early, but he's got the Vector. Can obviously very much useful in the current patch, but not so much in the patch we're playing here. James hunting, and it's just is so deadly in those fields. Where do we go from here? Is it up into the fields? It is onto CrowCrowd. They're loving it. Absolutely loving it. Reciprocity got the good spot as well. There's a nice dip there, the backside of that Na'Vi compound. It's now down to Team Liquid. They have to try and get involved and push through this battle because the 4 teams trying to find their way out. There's one gone, G2 down.
Yeah, N47 going to have to just clinically and methodically sweep through this if they want to, and I hope they still have a vehicle, because you have to just send it at this point, and I think DA know that. They were the winners of it. GamerLegion's doing the same in the north. They might go get the crate that's available, because they just need loot, potentially. Ibby's gone and got the first foot in the doorway here for Liquid, as Ival's just been reminded they are not alone. Gaxi got a couple of shots through, and I think NIP have vehicles themselves, so they don't have a mad rush on this. Good tags from Page again, and Vazku with the spray there, hoping for a connection.
Working out for him. He's got a scar, so he hasn't actually got any range. Big potential, Vazku, looking to be up close and personal. Ibby's got inside the circle. He's bought himself a nice ditch, which means the rest of Team Liquid will come in there. They still have to be wary of GamerLegion. Vard, 4 kills and counting. Obviously picked up the pieces against ENCE earlier on, but that leaves himself exposed, and it's a Vector in the back from Vazku.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty common in the next patch, isn't it? But we are seeing DA getting very close towards CrowCrowd as well. Don't forget about that. That fight could be pretty big because that's a huge spot to pick up. So if they get it, that's pretty good for them. N47 are ahead of NIP, so NIP have to run towards them. That's why Page is taking the time now to see if he can spot out Gaxi, for example. And Liquid could see the other side of this too.
TSM coming down onto the hillside, so everybody that's here now, N47, etc., TSM are going to have vision of them very soon. You can see Team Liquid obviously looking at keeping it GamerLegion out of the circle. They're going to struggle to get back into this next circle phase setup. Reciprocity also have vision of them. They've gone for a car. It's 2 in a vehicle for GamerLegion. They're trying to crash onto towards Team Liquid. That's their approach. I don't know if it's going to work out.
Oh God, miikaz's gone down. It's not looking good at all. Bjorn's barely alive. They're trying to hold on. They're trying to fight for these points. And I'm just thinking he might stay alive for now because Reciprocity have other things to worry about. CrowCrowd just turned their attention towards them.
TSM just going to move onto that hillside. SIMSY's sneaking in behind him. You can see him in the picture-in-picture as he creeps closer, but here's the nades coming out from Team Liquid. Jemty going to use that car and get a little closer, but Bjorn, not a lot for him to work with here.
No, he's clutching at straws, and you've got Jeems there, Jemty there. There's so many that can find him, and the Blues sweeping through.
Oh, SIMSY finds the headshot just as he goes down. Misa's the one that actually took him out, but he did get the headshot down on Michael. Don't know whether he's going to be able to get back and help him out as GamerLegion's 10th place for them. They got the 4 points, which is the important part. They may have got more than that, actually, with I think they got another kill as well. The Knights still alive, so Michael has gone. So he was flushed out, so TSM lose 1. The circle goes to Na'Vi and CrowCrowd's compounds. Everybody else, time to scrabble forward. Team Liquid can just get squeezed into the circle. N47, they are in no man's land now.
Yeah, they are. It's gone from bad to worse. They don't have an easy way forward here. They can try and follow the hill line, but there's only so much you can do. Liquid's still holding on with a couple of players, but they don't have an easy way out either. Look how open that is.
There's no way, yeah.
There's nothing to be run to unless they have 20 smokes to put down. You've got to feel they're dead to rights. The Knights are having to look for a way forward themselves. There's no easy access for them either. They might just hold on to the coattails of TSM and see where they go.
I mean, it's the only option, right? Just drive into whoever, but Iroh actually stole one off the back of the bike there.
They've made it pretty close to us,
Vasquez made it. They've got 3 up there. Oh dear, that nade's come nearby. Page has got away from it. It landed on Vasquez coming off the bike. Wanted with the spray down, gets Iroh down, but that's quickly picked up. Misa again causes problems for them. Reels tries to come in. He's going to flank around the backside of Rory, trying to avoid the damage from the rest of CrowCrowd.
Yeah, 0 kills so far for the Knights. They need a couple of kills. Oh no! They got nothing out of that one. 9th place, not good enough considering we're seeing GamerLegion pushing and pushing and pushing.
0. No placements.
Yeah, again, this is big. Raise Your Edge went down early. This is a GamerLegion pushing just enough. But again, TSM working their way forward with what they have. Iroh is trying to be picked up here, but Gustav on that plateau, already spotted out by NOOKIE, has to bang out some big shots to keep NOOKIE tempered. Not going to happen. Everyone piling in now. Yeah,
this is the problem with this hill is while you have an overlook on everyone, everybody sees you. You are silhouetting on the top there, and they're all looking at it. N47 Team Liquid, I'm still intrigued at the fact that there's 2 members of N47 right on top of them, and they still haven't been dealt with by Team Liquid. Looking at Fuzzface's angle in the bottom there. He's got to cross the street, somehow make his way across. Misa's on a bit of a charge. That's 5 kills for him as he's picking up all the pieces. Team Liquid being gifted another crate.
Fuzzface, I don't know how he's still standing, if I'm honest. It feels like maybe his days are numbered now. CrowCrowd getting the pressure from Reciprocity could open up an opportunity for the push, but there goes M47. Finally,
they got a double knock.
Get them down.
They got a double knock.
Yeah,
Samty and Jeems there. And Reciprocity are moving on it. Reciprocity are moving across the fields, and they're pushing onto Team Liquid. So that double knock from N47 has paid off. Look at this. They're trying to put the smokes down, but Rec, have they got the nades?
Yeah, let's keep our eyes on it. If you see it bounce in, that could be a double, triple. Who knows what they're going to get from the back of it, but Reciprocity being slowed down a touch. Maybe Monkey does have the nade out, so that could find its place. Keep your eyes on the kill feed if that comes through close enough. And now we've got Liquid back on their feet. Samty has gone down, though. That's got Page getting some points from the grave. Jemty playing the slow side, trying to make sure he gets full vision on Udyr. Reciprocity are in the open until they get to that further hill. And if they get spotted, they are dead.
Jemty trying to get the flank around, trying to see what he can. That crate drops down, and Team Liquid have to move into Reciprocity. So that's in the north side. Down the south side, both compounds have now been removed from the next circle, which means CrowCrowd and Na'Vi have to do something, have to work it. Udyr is going to try and sneak up to that crate. He's got it. He's got it and gone.
Ooh, but that's a problem. Scoom's been spotted out, and once they see this, if they work out who's where, Liquid can maybe fight back.
That's kill number 129 for a doozy. He is 1 kill away from breaking the record from Phase 2 for Chris and Kemba. Something that I know a doozy cares a lot about. All the nades coming back, so Na'Vi's pushing the back. Team Liquid are going for it. Where are they going? They're dashing straight in towards SIMSY. They've almost pulled up right next to him. SIMSY immediately turns on him, but Jemty will take him down.
What?
They went straight up to the hillside. They just about survived. BeautflDeath with the nades coming straight over the top.
Yeah, this is a big move from Liquid. They know their options are really poor here, so Jeems now going to have to play out of his mind. Shuts down a BeautflDeath. Mitraleius fighting back, but that's towards NOOKIE.
CrowCrowd coming in behind them. Look at this. They're coming straight up behind behind. They managed to catch up, but Mitraleius gets NOOKIE down. He will be finished off, so DA go down in 5th place. Meanwhile, Navi and Reciprocity going at it on the main screen. In the picture-in-picture, keep your eye. CrowCrowd pushing on to Team Liquid. They're all trying to third-party each other.
Oh, Shiv, a doozy with the peek over the top, and Na'Vi stay alive. Trying to keep this one together out on the eastern front, but there's still players around. Ibby somehow has got himself in this weird position that's going to work out so well.
Has he, though? That's the question, because the rest of his team are falling on that hillside. So Wally has managed to get in the center. A doozy goes huge. He's now the highest kill leader from both Phase 2 and Phase 3. Incredible stuff from him as he takes down Reciprocity.
And here we have it, 3 teams. In the east, you've got Na'Vi get themselves back on their feet. And then you have Team Liquid in the middle, 2 of them, Jemty and Ibby. But in the south, you still have CrowCrowd. 3 players alive, looking for a way forward. They do not have much ground to work with. That is why Team Liquid moved when they did.
Don't know what Samty got yet, because he was in contention, but Misa, 6 kills and counting for him. He was sniping away from that top of the tower, and CrowCrowd still with a 3 alive, looking to try and take the center point. But do they know that Ibby crept in there?
No way do they know he's got to this point. And here we go, a doozy on the play as well. Let's see what angle he's looking for. I don't know how much cover he's got to play with. This is such a mirrored scenario for both of these teams. The rest of Na'Vi is still pretty good at the heels off, trying to get themselves back up. Jemty's starting to work his way in. Luckily for Jemty, the northwest is clear. He can work up cautiously, but only to the certain points. But he is in.
Tiikzu lands some absolute epic shots onto Pokemolodoy. That's going to slow Na'Vi down. They will be able to get the revive off. They were in enough of a dip. And a doozy has snuck into a position that I think they've not recognized. They're going to be expecting him still to be back there, and you can see Ibby's looking towards it, but a doozy sneaking in.
God, look at your big aimers and players here. You've got Bestalosh, a doozy, Ibby, Jemty, Tiikzu. You've got some of the big fraggers in this final circle, all looking for these tiny pixel peaks. I think a doozy just spotted Tiikzu. That's going to be a tag at the very least. Does get 2 to come through. Tiikzu now has to get a heal off.
Gives his position away, doesn't make it count, but he's got Bestalosh back on his feet, and Pokemolodoy as well, going to boost himself back up. Jemty with really very little to play with. He's the one that's going to be the man that's the pivot to keep the attention away from Ibby.
He's got big land to take, though. That's the thing. If you look at where they're now being forced to fight in, it's mostly southeastern. Jemty can get a lot of the northern side here. That gives them a lot of room to then play off the back of. That's really nice down the line, because you're just hoping these 2 teams fight each other.
Did they see Jemty? They're certainly looking that way. All of CrowCrowd trying to look that way. They have the trees off to the right. They're not going to work towards them. Choosing to keep the position with this small dip. Tiikzu continuing to toy with the height direction. You can see ABeautflDeath just staying down. I think he's even dropped his bag, I'm pretty sure.
Here we go. Smoke time, trying to make some sort of cover for themselves, both sides doing it. Spray from Pokemon all the way towards Misa, doesn't connect at all, but it certainly slowed him down on the play forward.
Big shot from Misa, lands through the smoke. Just to connect on Bestalosh. 6 kills and counted. CrowCrowd, this would be their 2nd win of the day. They've had a really good performance this week so far. When it's counted to step up for the global points, they have absolutely delivered. Jemty, this is what he needs to do. He's hammering away. Just show anything. Look my way. Ignore ABeautflDeath in the middle. Now they fight. Now they go at it. A doozy and Bestalosh down. Pokemolodoy last man standing. The smoke dissipating. A doozy will go out. They're denying as much as they can from Team Liquid. They'll both go straight into the blue. Pokemolodoy last man.
Yeah, Pokemolodoy trying to make something happen, but CrowCrowd are trying to find their way forward too. It's not that safe. Jemty was considering an angle, but then he got those shots towards him from Pokemolodoy, and now the low ground comes into effect, trying to work forward, but Jemty is there, and Jemty needs this to be clean. Misa has just nabbed it away from him.
I think they wanted it more to take out. Ibby finally turns up. Misa gets a headshot straight on him, has to duck down, but now they give his position away. Looking towards it. Jemty's running around to flank back on the other side of him. So now they're paying the attention to Ibby. Jemty's looking to strike, but Ibby's been dealt with. Jemty goes for the spray. He does get one, but it is going to be a great victory for CrowCrowd. A 14-kill win to finish off the day. Their 8th victory of the week so far, of the phase, sorry. And I think it's probably about their 3rd or 4th victory of the week. It's been a really good week for CrowCrowd so far.
They've been playing out of their minds. You know, initially when I started to see them win over and over again, be more competitive, I was thinking, okay, that's Tiikzu doing really big work, but actually they're playing so well as a team now. That was a really nice bit of positioning. They had the strong compound throughout those circles, but as did Na'Vi, and you could see at the end there, they just played the terrain that was in front of them very competently.
Yeah, they're a team that obviously they qualified for the FaZe Global Summit. They didn't make it to the Grand Slam, but it does look like it will be the global challenge for them. Fantastic stuff. 14 kill win. Parla, that's our word with them.
Thank you, D-Man. CrowCrowd finishing off our day 3 here, week 6, PEL Phase 3 with another chicken dinner. Teme, you guys seem to be getting these awesome compounds that last you for quite a few circles. You've taken another one to the very end of the game. What's going on?
I mean, we saw the second shrink going south side, so that compound was like, it was going to be in the next circles because there's water in the circle, so it's gonna always shift towards it. So yeah, we just took the best compound and circle came to us.
And your team have developed so well over this entire phase, and in this last game it really showed that end game was very hard fought and very calculated. How did you approach it?
We knew that TA was on our close ridges, and we saw that Liquid pulled up on them and knocked one, so we just pushed up and cleared the DA, and then we had the ridges to ourselves, and we just hold everyone out from the circle.
When you got into the engagement with Na'Vi and then Liquid started poking at you, were there any moments where you thought this might go terribly wrong?
We knew that Na'Vi has to push out, and they're only gonna have smokes, so we just wait for them to push and kill them, and yeah, it's easy.
All right, well, Teme, we have 1 day left. How are you feeling about the experience overall going into that final day?
We are confident that we can hold on to our spot of PGC and yeah, keep playing well as we have been playing so far.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. CrowCrowd definitely looking like a force to be reckoned with. They take our final chicken dinner of the day.
CrowCrowd end the day like they begin it with another chicken dinner here to get things going for a day number 3. What a day for them indeed. Definitely the standout performance overall for the day. So excited, in fact, is Avenger. They give us a good old clap.
I just
one.
One clap.
One clap.
I just figured out that CrowCrowd, they have probably jumped above N47.
I was just
one clap. I was excited for that. I was like, damn, they have done it properly.
There you go. Let's take a look at the highlights here whilst Froz and Avenger break down that game.
No, one thing I want to say is CrowCrowd. Looks like they're going to make it to PGC right now. Looks like
You think?
I'm not even done yet.
Keep going then. Go on. Keep going.
We saw them in Phase 1. They got 4th place. They went to FaZe Global Summit. They got themselves a 10th place there. Phase 2.
Yes.
They got 12th place. They were almost down to relegation. Now, they managed to pull themselves together. They did a roster change. They brought up mxey to the team, the Bloodhound.
The Bloodhound.
And now it's looking like a really, really good team here.
It's coming together for them that they're preparing themselves for PGC. Honestly, like what they've done today and this step up compared to how we've seen them perform throughout the phase.
Yeah.
For me, like this is probably gonna be a final stage team, I would say, potentially, in terms of like they're so consistently above average, if you say, but it's even like they're raising the bar even more now.
I think even more. If you look at the old win strike, how they were at FaZe Global Summit, it was okay, but not great.
Well, you gotta remember also, Minsk, the qualifier for PEL, was their first LAN they went to.
Right.
Then coming here to PEL, that was the first time they were playing like a league and a LANs.
Yeah.
Well, that was for most of the people, but going to FaZe Global Summit, they got a lot of experience going there. And that's why I think they would do so much better here for PGC.
Big moment as Pittsburgh Knights goes in 0 points there. And GamerLegion gets themselves a few points to their name. CrowCrowd up towards the top 24 pointeroonies. And Team Liquid gets themselves 14 on the board.
Should I spoil it? They did not pass N47.
That was close though.
Take that, Avenger. Your one clap.
2 points.
No claps for you.
You clap for
No claps.
nothing.
You clapped for
No
nothing.
clapperoonies. No. But to be fair, 24 points though in this, and so far today, they've just managed to accrue so many points, putting them so far ahead. Like, it's pretty much done for in terms of PGC. That it looks like they're going to be qualifying, unless, I mean, we saw it last time. TSM were pre-celebrating a little bit, going to Sweden.
Sure.
And Pittsburgh Knights, they showed up on the last day.
Yeah, nothing is impossible after Pittsburgh Knights run in phase 2 there on the last day.
From the 10th place to the 5th place.
And that was 5 games. Tomorrow we have 6 games.
Nothing is impossible. You should be a motivational speaker for us. Nothing is impossible.
Are you sure that was 5? I'm pretty sure that was 4 games.
There was even 4 games.
4 games.
We have 50% more games tomorrow.
And they won 3
6
of them.
games. Wow.
Yeah.
Exciting times. FaZe is currently sat at the top, almost at the 700-point mark here, as Team Liquid trails just a little bit behind them. Likewise, so does TSM behind Team Liquid.
And on top of that, Reciprocity with a consistent performance again. They're 16 points away from Ninjas in Pajamas now, and Ninjas, they are 60 points. Guys, 60 points. It's not going to happen. They will need to get 10 points on average above what CrowCrowd is going to be able to get every... Like, it's...
CrowCrowd would have to absolutely flop for it to occur, right?
Yeah, and Ninjas in Pajamas would have to make a record-breaking day.
And look at CrowCrowd, like you said before, their shape right now in that team, it looks so good.
Yeah.
How they're playing, how they're executing everything, it's just, it's another level of CrowCrowd that we're seeing now compared to the start of this phase.
Yeah, definitely so.
So we're done with the 15 games, so we can now start comparing to the other weeks, right? So they have had a 125-point 15-day, 15 games so far, right? By far their best week. Doubling the, or like taking the same, nearly the same amount of points from week 1 and 2 together. So like they're really stepping it up. 3 points better than their best week, which was week 3. So like massive game, massive show up from them, and especially today as well.
Yeah, definitely so. 125 points, as you're saying. FaZe Clan, though, so far 132 points. Liquid, 136 points. Really big weeks for the teams that are trying to challenge for the championship here. So down to the wire. Even though there's that little bit of cushion here for FaZe, it could still go either way.
It's 18 points. We're literally talking FaZe Clan going out with 1 point, Liquid having a good game, and it's even. So like the 6 games tomorrow, it's going to be so spicy.
I mean, both of the teams looking really hot right now as well, so it's going to be spicy tomorrow.
And we know
definitely.
Like, it's going to be 3 Erangel. Everything can happen. Like the last 3 games, anything can happen.
Yeah, for sure. We've got that 2 Miramar, 1 Sandhawk, 3 Erangel, as you're mentioning, so that's going to be exciting to see. I was sort of hoping for double Sandhawk. I was sort of hoping for double Sandhawk.
You were okay, yeah.
But anyway, regardless, make sure to keep sending your questions with the hashtag AskPEL, of course, over to us, and we'll be able to answer some of those tomorrow. But for now, we do actually have a question to round out the day.
Oh.
So, reader, read me the question.
Oh, wait, it looks like it's Kyle Harris. Dear Aspiel, if Frost and Avenger were sentient type of food... Sentient type of food?
Yes.
What would you be and who would you trust to guard you from being eaten?
I'll answer the second part of that. I would not trust this man.
Well, I like, why? That's such a bad question, though.
No, you got to answer. All right, what do you mean that's a bad question?
It's not relevant at all.
It doesn't matter. Answer the question. It's part of AskPEL, and I asked.
What kind of food, though?
If you were
Why didn't you just ask it there? Why would you waste the question for that?
Yeah.
It's not wasted. It's not like a genie. You don't have 3 questions.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
What is this?
You
Answer
use
my
one of them.
question.
I can't answer it.
If you were a sentient piece of food, what would you be, and who would guard you from being eaten?
Wait. What about if we turn this around? James, if you
You
were a
answer-
sentient food, what would you be and who would you trust to guard you?
Again, not Martin. He wouldn't be guarding me. I would pick, you got to pick something not bad, because you don't want to be
cherry
rubbish.
muffin?
You don't want to be a rubbish part of food, but you don't want to be something too enticing that people would eat you.
Right.
So I would pick brown bread. Nobody really likes brown bread. And I would have wait.
Danes like it.
Huh?
Danes like it.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they got
so
this
definitely
snowbird.
No. I've changed my topic. I would be a steak, and I would have a vegan guard me.
Oh.
Okay, but you said a vegan. It has to be relevant to PEL as well. So I'll give you this one.
Okay.
A cheesecake, and I'll have Frost guard me, and he's run out of his lactose intolerance tablets. That's the one. That's the one.
All right. Okay, Froz, your final choice.
Yeah.
I'll just be a shark.
What?
What? That's not
They
food.
have food as well.
Shark fin soup?
You can't be on a live
people
shark.
eat shark as well.
Yeah, but who's guarding you from a shark?
All right, come on, quickly, wrap this up so we can finish the day.
All right, I'll be a pickle. Pickle Rick!
Jeez
Oh my
Louise.
God, dude,
Well,
that was terrible.
what?
That was a terrible question. It's
And
your
I'll,
fault.
no,
perfect.
and I'll
It's his fault.
I'll let you guard me, okay?
Yeah, I'll never eat a pickle. You're
Yeah,
right, actually. I'll
that's
never
true.
eat a pickle.
And
All
you
right.
will tell everybody how bad it is anyway, so.
Actually, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Because I actually think that nobody likes actually vegetables. They just bear them. Anyway, thank you very much, gentlemen. That was a weird end, and I like it this way. We shall see you tomorrow for more action. It is the final day. We will be starting an hour earlier, of course, to get things all going, as we have 6 games coming at you. Join us tomorrow for more PEL action as we conclude Phase 3.